on. Hello, welcome to Have a Homebrew. I'm Jason, this is James.
Hello.
Today we are brewing a Royal Frankenbrew. So thanks for coming along. Royal Frankenbrew, what does that mean? It's royal because Prince Harry, or Prince Henry if you want to use his formal title, is getting married to Meghan, divorcee, American, don't know her surname.
Markle.
That's the one, Markle. So they're getting married on Saturday. We needed something to brew. We just so happen to have a lot of English and American ingredients, so that's what we're going to do. You should be able to see that the mash tun is up to temperature, the water's in it, it's recirculating already. Although what you're seeing is the HLT, and for now we'll move that over to the mash tun in a mo. Should take you through some ingredients first. I think that's probably a good idea. Ingredients are, so we've got 2.7 kilos of lager malt. We have 400 grams of Pilsner, 500 grams of pale malt, probably actually 900 grams of pale malt, 500 grams of Munich malt for anyone who was going to make some sort of joke about the royal family being German. And then we're using Fuggles, Cascade and Artanum hops. Probably ruined the pronunciation of that last one, but
I think it's about right.
Artanum. Okay.
I like it.
Then that's all we need. After the last stream, we're taking things a bit easy in terms of what we're aiming for, so we've probably aimed a little bit low on the numbers, just to make this nice and drinkable as an English IPA. I didn't actually explain the Frankenbrew. The reason for all those ingredients is because it's what we had left over in the brewery after a few other brews. So it's a bit of an odd grain bill, but hopefully we'll have some sort of drinkable beer out of it. So there we are.
You seem to have a lot more hops than malts to choose from.
I have, for some reason, got a shitload.
two boxes full of hops.
A lot of the same hops as well.
If you only use like 30 grams and you've got to buy 500 at a time, I suppose.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I suppose that is it.
I suppose if you start brewing the same thing regularly, like if you do a Sussex Best every month, you'll just get through those.
Yeah. Well, we do want to do a Sussex Best pretty soon, don't we? Let's stick that there. Show you in the mash tun by going back to that. Those of you who watched the last stream will know you couldn't see into our pots, and now you can. So, and in fact, if I change it that way, we can see you there as well. Hey. So, shall we get this mash in then? Am I missing anything? I'm not missing anything.
Do you want it to be running when we do this?
We might as well. Because ultimately we're meant to be putting this into 73 degree water, not 67. Because the malts will lower it. But I'm hoping that by the fact that we're recirculating, it should do it quite quickly. Right, other thing I've forgotten to do is set up the iPad so we can see your comments.
Do you want me to start timing this?
No, we'll time it once it's all in, I guess. Yeah.
Right, so I turn it back.
You go for it. You go. I trust you.
Sugar's everywhere.
Oh no!
More malt.
Where does one find the chart? There we go. And we've got a stirry device. We need a stirring assistant. See how the colour of the pipes changed.
Yeah, it is.
That feels like, is that most of it?
That's all.
All of it, yeah?
Yeah. I think it's right. I just think, I mean, it's definitely 12.5 because you wouldn't fit that 4 times in, would you? But
Well,
it's a lot less than.
yeah, like you say,
That's
quite
right.
porridgey, but we've done the sums. Everything's in there.
Well,
ready.
anything, we haven't got enough malt,
Yeah,
so it might help
Yeah.
us.
there is that. Right, that's fairly stirred, I would say. So as much as it must be nice to look in there, we're going to have to cover it up. There we go. We're mashed in. First step done. That pump doesn't sound like it's having fun though. It is still going, isn't it? Much slower than it was.
It seems alright.
No, it's definitely coming out a lot slower. A lot slower.
I suppose, yeah.
It's not coming up there much, is it? Like that one is vibrating. That one isn't. It's like the blockage is in the coil. See what I mean?
I mean, it's got to still be going through.
It is going, but it's really having to work
Oh,
hard.
right, yeah.
It's a little bit lower as well in terms of temperature than it would like to be. What we'll do is we'll just turn it off, turn it back on. Sounds like it's going more, doesn't it? Is it?
Still dripping, but it's dripping out rather than down. I'll get the food out, shall I?
Yeah, why not? That will help.
Buy some better news. There you go.
Thanks. So we're drinking London Pride because that's what you're meant to drink.
This is it's actually an unfiltered version.
Yeah. I didn't know they filtered London Pride, but I didn't know much about London Pride. So here we go. Now I do. Right. Start the mash now, eh?
Dry hot.
I think it's
Definitely hot, yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Run. So the mash is on. I'm bothered about. See, that doesn't feel like there's anything happening either. It's only that one that actually. Why would that be? We didn't have any recirculation issues last time.
Well, did it come out like the whole time?
I believe so. I mean, it's getting worse now. So, Hillbilly Brewing has been in touch. Hillbilly Brewery, even. Just sticking his kids to bed, posting soon.
Great. Yeah, it's a real dribble, isn't it?
Yeah, and the temperature's soaring a bit.
Can you run it through both pumps? Checking that would.
Yes, yes, I can.
It's going to make a bit of a mess, right?
No, it should be alright. Potentially.
What's the problem with this one?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's coming out of here very much. It feels like it's trying to push, but it's almost like it's actually not coming out of the mash tub. Let's give that.
Which would make sense because you've just shut off all the air.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the difference. There's a lot more water in the mash, so there's a lot of. It's having to suck it for a sponge.
Yeah. I mean, but there's a false bottom on there, so there shouldn't be any mash clogging.
Where does the force bottom of the tube goes down through the middle and just goes through clear water?
Yeah, well, it should do, yeah.
You're right. Or maybe there's still maybe it still creates a kind of vacuum. Noted.
Again, it shouldn't do. There's no element in there. It is what it is. I've cheaped out on the pumps because the decent pumps are like 200 quid. They were about 30.
Which is I think you're just gonna keep finding things that you'll want to improve. It's like
Yeah.
as soon as you get those pumps fixed, you'll be like, oh, this needs to be better. I don't think it's having any effect on the beer.
No, we've mashed without recirculating for that.
Are you worried about the temperature?
No, I mean some beer is going through, but we're up to 71 degrees apparently in here now.
What do you want it at?
67. I mean that's
67.
a large. That's stopping mash sort of temperatures. To the point where I'm going to turn it off for a bit. Yeah, I wouldn't mind the temperature if I could tell that we were recirculating, so we could change the temperature. I'm not sure what to do. That's the thing. Like, do we just? In fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to turn that off. Turn that off. Grab the thing. What do I want to do?
We don't always leave the lid on if we're mashing that.
Yeah. Keep the heat in. It's not so much of a problem on a system like this if it works.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, the only thing that worked last time doesn't work this time. That's, and I don't really want to take this off. I don't want to lose anything. Let's just. So the pump's definitely working, right?
Okay, so not better.
Just want to see whether anything comes out here. Not as quick as you'd like, but it is coming out. Can't look through there because it's off. that filled up relatively rapidly, didn't it? But then you've got this huge coming through better. It is coming through better. Some of that out would be handy.
Well, that suggests, that it's not pumping through solidly. It's kind of
Dribbling its way through.
okay. Almost like this.
So that's off now. It was almost like that. That air was helping it.
Opening the flow a bit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's not touching it.
Troublesome out, you have to power in.
No, so that's now not pumping that through.
Hardly.
So potentially it's a pump thing. Can't afford a better pump, so you're gonna have to work.
That was good.
Yeah, I mean I don't care about the little
That's
bits
a good,
there.
look at that, that's a good full
Yeah.
flow.
I mean that's adequate coming out of there. It's better than it was.
See if they can see that on the camera.
Yeah.
Can't really.
Well, I think you can. I think you can. It's just it's not. You need to be looking at it there. If you
Yeah.
right. Typically, I was trying to make sure I didn't get covered in shit today, and it's been about 5 minutes.
So what was the final decision on hoppage?
Hoppage. Right. So
So get this measured out.
let's talk about hops.
Let's talk about how.
It was 25 grams of bubbles, 35 grams of Cascade, and 60 grams of Artana.
So 35. What's the second one? How many grams?
25 of Fuggles, 35 of Cascade,
25 fibers, 35 cascade,
60 Artana.
25, 35, 60.
You can check at any time. Right, in theory that should switch your view every little while, boys and girls. I dropped bags from last time. 4 days. Oh, you bought one.
They came in a massive pack. I can use those in real times room.
You've got 4 days with Scots and Right, so that's that. The other thing I was going to do today, and the issue with the camera switching all the time is you don't know where you're looking. You're going to look at camera 4, and then it's switched. The other thing I was going to do today was create the temperature the temperature controller for the other fermentation fridge, but annoyingly it hasn't turned up in time. So we're going to have to use the kegerator as the fermentation fridge for this one until early next week when I get that built. So there we go. Ah, Hillbilly Brewing is here. Hi. Hillbilly Brewery. Sorry, not Brewing. Hillbilly Brewery. Glad to have you along. You missed the pump debacle unless you were already here. Basically, we've got cheap pumps, so we were getting a bit of a slow mash circulation. It's still pretty slow, but it'll have to do. What else do I need to check? I need to check. Check. Not too bad, thanks.
When are the fuggles going in?
60. Fuggles at 60. And Cascade at 30. Annoyingly, the temperature thing is messing about today. Why is that doing that? What am I doing next? I am trying to work out why that is flashing. Why would that be flashing?
What's that? What's flashing?
On the stream, the temperatures are flashing. It would annoy me if I was watching. Switch it to the YouTube one for a second, and switch it back. Still doing the same. Have we got it? Does that change it? See how that's sort of glitching every now and again. Oh, yeah. No idea why. Is it something that didn't happen last time?
But can you guarantee that's actually happening?
Yeah, I can see it on
Real
this. Yeah, it's a shame.
Done.
Done.
And then the last one, which was
Artana. 60 grams of that.
It's quite a lot. And that goes in 5 minutes.
10, Lots of aroma. Oh, that's not moving at all. It's because I've turned the pump off for some reason. Don't know when I did that. Luckily, it'll all be recorded live on the stream. What a prick.
Smells good.
It does smell good.
I love the colours of those. Look.
Yeah.
Completely different shades of green.
I'll make it so you can show the old. There you go. Show the viewers in what we'll now call camera 1.
I don't know if you can see.
A little bit higher.
3 different shades of.
Yeah, there you go. Lovely.
So it's going to be a real mixed bag.
Yes, it will. So that is running at full pelt, right? And now we're at temperature, so in theory it should switch it off again. Because what I need to do at some point to do like an auto tune on this because the controller for this doesn't know that that temperature is going through there, and so the element's heating that water up probably more than it needs to get the temperature, and then it overshoots, so it's now at 68 because it's going through 71 degree water.
Didn't this go into the?
No, it goes in to show this is the temperature that's coming out
To make sure.
Yeah. I feel like that's higher than last time. So you're getting quite a lot of the light bulb in it. There we go.
Should I get it up on my phone just so I can see what?
Yes, it's there.
Oh, right, okay.
3 people! So you can look there to see what view we're currently recording to, and then a little while later it comes out there.
Oh, I see.
Because there's a little bit of a delay. So but it changes every like 10 seconds. I might change that so it's like 15 or 20 or something, so that when you go, what camera could I talk to for a second, you've got a chance of it not switching midway.
During, yeah. Or can you not just pause it?
Yeah, so if you want to stop it, you can press Command Shift A. So that's stopped now, and we can choose to just have the one that's behind us for no reason whatsoever. But that's us talking to there. And then you can Command Shift A again, and it will change in 10 seconds. So.
Okay.
We'll get better. We'll get better.
Oh, so it even goes from a 3-screen to a 1-screen.
Yeah.
And then, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that will be interesting. Yeah, maybe not. This one's not so interesting right now because you're just looking at a lid. Yeah. But when the boil's happening and that one's on there, then it would be alright, wouldn't it?
Just trying to give those viewers a bit more.
So, the viewers, there's 5 of you apparently. Woohoo! That's, I think, the maximum that we had last time. So that's pretty good.
Early on. Yeah.
Do feel free to say hello. We're now asking questions, telling us where we're going wrong or suggestions. All good. What else? Subscribe. That'd be really helpful. It's almost impossible to get any revenue from YouTube these days. I don't think we're going to do it this year, if at all, because you've got to have 4,000 hours watched in the last 12 months and 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, mental. I think we could potentially get to 1,000 subscribers in a year. I mean, you could potentially do that. But 4,000 watch hours is a lot of hours of content. Even if you had, you'd have to have 1,000 people watch the whole of a live stream to get anywhere near. But actually, they watch about 20 minutes on average, something like that.
Which means we have to do it for the love of beer.
Exactly. I'm not doing it for revenue, but it would be nice if there was an ability to buy the ingredients off of advert revenue from YouTube. But
then we could, you could advertise within the video. I mean, there's nothing stopping you from going. This was
YouTube's terms of service. Yeah.
Oh, you can't do that.
Allowed, no.
Oh, you can't. What? So
you would obviously. You'd go. This was provided by SS Brew Tech.
Thank you for supplying us with all the hops and grains that we need. Yeah. I guess you can't. You're not necessarily advertising. You're just telling them the truth.
Yeah.
That's,
so, what do I want to do with this mash temperature? I'm going to turn it off of autopilot for a bit, and I'm going to let it cool the fuck down. And then I'm going to manually set the temperature in the HLT to like 68, because we know that it holds a manual temperature quite well. So if I set it to 68, and that's what ends up being 67 through here, then that's good, and I can worry about doing it better another time, because at the moment we're having a more wild temperature-wise mash than I used to without recirculating, where it would just gradually cool down. This is sort of all over the place, which can't be good.
Too high, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been too high. Has it ever dipped below 67? I don't think it has.
No, I think it went to 67, and that was about it. That was about it.
But that's when you were manually turning it off.
Yeah.
Why don't you not just set your HLT to 67 and hope that 67 comes out?
Well, the idea, it should be higher in the HLT. It should definitely be higher.
Oh, okay.
Because it will lose some going through. But I think 68 will probably do it, but we'll just wait for both of them to cool down a bit.
Yeah.
And that's another reason, dear viewers, for the Frankenbrew. It's because we can fuck this up and it won't be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, technically, in theory, it's going to taste awful. No matter what. Yeah. Have you tried the one that you put in the Punk IPA that was...
I didn't actually, because I haven't actually plumbed in the other beer line. But all I have to do is drill a line, and that is something that I'll do today while we're messing about. I'll just drill the other hole, connect that up, and we might as well have a taste.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be really interesting to see.
Because it's been in there a week, hasn't it? Conditioning. It's not enough, but we know it's going to be bad. So, I don't think that's the end of the world. Hillbilly Brewery has mentioned us on Instagram to his 14,000 followers. Thank you very much. I don't know how there are 14,000 homebrew enthusiasts, but it's got all of them. And doing a great job. It says nice things, so that's very kind. When was it? 5 whole minutes ago, so expect the thousands.
Yep. Watching us drink beer.
Drink beer and make mistakes. One thing we haven't got is foil to sparge that off of later, but I don't think it. The reason for that is to stop a stuck mash, and it's not stuck because we're recirculating it the whole time.
Yeah. So
we should be okay to just do that. I have got this at some point.
Hopefully
This stuff. When I get a connector for the end, I'll get more of it, but you essentially just drill holes in the bottom of this. And you can put it in any way you want, and it'll just sprinkle out.
Comes out like a sprinkler,
Lock line, they call it. Fucking expensive, though. I can't remember how much, because I bought it over a year ago, but I remember thinking it's expensive for what it is. They use it in, I think, fish tanks and stuff quite a lot. Not with holes in, but just to direct water flow, I guess. Interesting. Shall we make this on the line?
Interesting.
Are these all... These are nothing to do with anything.
No, these goes back to the top area. Wherever that is.
There's a box down
Bag.
there. Right then, ladies and gents, let's put another beer line on. It's a beer line that looks really dirty, but it's been sanitised to high heaven. Yeah. Got some of the temperature control kinks worked out. Hi Nathan, good to have you along again. You're over there. Hi. Now you're over there. Yes, I think we have, but we're just kind of working it out as we go along. But what I do have is mechanical relays in there now instead of the SSRs. So it does work. It's just about setting the right targets and things like that. So we're getting there. What I'm going to do right this second though is I'm going to switch you over to there. There, so you're on that camera, so you can see me put a beer line in, you lucky so-and-so. Right, so, what has to happen? We need this. And that needs to go out there. Ish. And that's it, isn't it? That's it. So, Hillbilly, how we did the temp gauges, you're over there. That is craft beer pie running through a Raspberry Pi in the control panel that we've got over here. Great bit of open source software. I'll tell you who it's by because I've taken it off of here. It's by a guy called Manuel Fritsch, and it's a really good piece of software. I like it a lot. And then I've just messed around with it a little bit to get it on there. Sorry it's flickering today, I'm not sure why that is, but there we go. Beardy Brews, hi, welcome, good to see you. Thank you for coming along and saying hello. I'm just currently putting a beer line in, so I'm going to carry on doing that for a moment. Yeah. So beer line is about what's that? Six-ish. Because that would mean that that's the same diameter, and that is absolutely not. It must be 16. Can't do anything right. No, it's like 11, 10 or 11. 10 or 11. We'll go with 10. That's the biggest we've got.
It seems to be a lot more organised this time. I don't like it.
Something must be
I feel
wrong.
like it's something I'm supposed to be doing. But
Well, you could look at chat. Look at all these people that have said things that you haven't responded to.
hello.
So who is it? We've got Alted, like that. Hi, Chris. Chris is back from last time. Hi, like that.
Beardy Brews.
What's
Beardies.
brewing? Oh, there we go. You're gonna have to go and recap everything.
Well, it's a mixture of English and American hops and malts.
I'll just drill this hole and then.
You draw that, and then I'll carry on.
I'm done.
Now, what do we call it? A Frankenstein.
Royal Frankenbrew.
Royal Frankenbrew, which is loads of leftover hops and malts from previous brews that we've had to sort of use up before they go out of date. So that's where the Frankenstein part comes from. And then the Royal, because of the Royal Wedding coming up, so we've just got had a lot of English hops, English malts, and American hops and malts, and we've just mashed them all together. So I think we've got Fuggles going in for bitterness with an hour from the end of the boil. What was the second one?
So it's Bubbles, then Cascade. Then
Oh, Cascade, yeah, 30 minutes is Cascade, and then the last one was the, how do you pronounce that? You
I
pronounce
said
it all right.
Artanum.
Artanum, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm sure the Americans will tell us.
Which, no, that's this one actually, which we've got loads of that, and that smells really good. So, yeah, Royal Frankenbrew, fingers crossed.
And what we're going to do by putting this other beer line in at the moment is taste what is going to be a truly, truly awful, we're over there, truly awful beer. Anyone who watched my live stream, I think it was the first live stream in here, I did it on my own, stupidly, on the old kit, a Punk IPA clone, and it went horribly, horribly wrong. We've ended up with very little.
We've got a bit of a problem with our stream at the moment.
Well, maybe just our one of it, have we? Lots of dropouts, oh no. Okay, let's see what I can do about that. Wife's probably watching something on the telly, like through the internet. I meant to tell her something about that. But let's just try and up our bit rate. See whether that helps. Give us a shout in a second. Also, what we need to do, that's dropped massively. So we're going to change that. Is that still safe? Just keep an eye on, now that once the HLT's at 68, we want to know what that settles the mash at. Yeah, so anyway, this Punk IPA clone, we ended up with very little of it, and I think it's going to be a bit like petrol, but maybe not quite as good.
Cristiano, you're back and asking whether the relays work fine. Well,
Yes.
they do. Jason's very happy because you can hear the click noise now every time the heat element goes on and off. So
It's always satisfying to have a click.
mechanical relays, that's the way forward.
It is for me, for now, at the very least. That's it. I'm making an absolute hash of this. We will be doing something else in a minute. What was the old
So it's dropped to 64.
yeah, but it's not at 68 yet.
It is going up. Slowly. Hillbilly Brewery asking for a rundown of the system. I'll leave that to you.
Yeah. Would you do me a favour for a second and hold both of those taps straight?
Yeah.
Yeah? Preferably not on. So push them back and straight and then. Okay, that should be alright. Do you want a towel? Yeah. Oh, you haven't got the kitchen brochures wet, have you? Oh. Mrs. Have a Homebrew will kill you. Yes, so. Where are we? Is that changing? Is that changing? Doesn't look like it. Here we go. Right, so the rundown of the system. Rundown of the system. So what we have, what should we do? How should we show you this? Let's take this camera here. This here is a control panel. I can't show you much closer than that, unfortunately. But what we have in there is a Raspberry Pi, We have 32 amps of 230 volt power going in there. We have that being split to a which way round are they? That is a 12 volt transformer, which then powers the pumps, which we'll get to in a mo. And it also and then there's a 5 volt transformer just under this lovely little water shield, which controls the power to the Raspberry Pi and to all of the relays to give them the power to do their switching. The full lot of power then goes through a switch to choose either or of the pumps, which then come out of the side here. And then, so I'll put you back and we'll talk through the actual kit. Now that is a very temporary solution, that control panel. That's just for testing for now. 3 kegels, all purchased rather than stolen before anyone asks, as I know that quite rightly gets asked. Tried to do welded fittings, but I can't weld, as it turns out. I definitely can't weld watertight. So
no one has to know that.
Well, now they do. So in some places we have nice amounts of high temperature silicon sealant for now. Again, these are currently fairly temporary in that they'll be finished in this lovely black spray paint. Then we're using the cheaper of the 2 options for pipe clamping systems. I can't remember what they're called. Bought it all in March 2017 and I've only just finished. 3-piece valves everywhere. The cheapest pumps I could find. I'm not sure whether you can actually see those, but you might be able to. And that's about it. Yeah, so you've got a Hermes coil in here. Oh dear, here we go. Hermes coil in there. And then obviously the mash tun with its false bottom and everything underneath this lovely lid. And then the boil kettle with a... They've all got, what are they, 4,500 watt elements in them? No, that's wrong, isn't it? I did tell myself when I put these screws up here that I wasn't going to move the camera at any point when the camera was on the stream. I was always going to move to a different camera view, move the camera, move it back. But instantly I'm too lazy. Instantaneously too lazy.
I don't think there's any need for that kind of camera.
Yeah, hi Cutter's Choice Homebrew at the Flag and Fez Brewery. Nice, concise. I like a nice, concise name. That's great. Cutter's Choice Homebrew at the Flag and Fez Brewery. Right, okay, I get it. It's 2 different things. Cutter's Choice Homebrew, and they're using, I'm assuming, the Flag Brewery kit. I'm going to investigate.
Or they're making.
Let me know.
But they're making a homebrew called Cutter's Choice at Brew.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, we're nowhere near target still, by the way. So let's go 69 on there. This mash has been an absolute disaster in terms of holding temperature. Yes, I am using mechanical relays, Hillbilly Brewing. And that's because we were using SSRs and they weren't working for us. Ask Chris, although he's gone. Dropped out again. Why is that happening? That didn't happen last time. Oh, it's fully fucking proper dropping out over here. That's interesting. Why is that happening? Let's turn everything that could be using any internet on our side up. Well, it shouldn't make a difference. Yeah. We should be back up. Hopefully we're back up. I'm going to take a brief interlude and go and see whether Mrs. Dilworth actually is streaming something. I'll leave you in the capable hands of James. I'm back and back.
Ah, Flag and Fez is the name of your brewery shed. Yeah, so where are we? Yeah, sorry, we're having issues with the streaming. So Jason's just come to see whether he can fix it. Just check to see who's using the internet, whether that's a problem. You got to see this. Brew shed.
Squeeze the hose underneath the door.
So we've solved the mystery of Cutter's Choice Homebrew at the Flag and Fez Brewery.
Excellent.
The Flag and Fez Brewery is the name of the guy's brew shed.
Right, okay.
And he raises the flag on brew days and wears a fez.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Which is brilliant.
That's fantastic.
We should do something like that, you know? Just we look normal.
Well, I don't know about that.
Maybe we should have a royal outfit on today.
We should have definitely worn some more
Frankenstein bolts and the fancy dress. I mean, that's the way forward, isn't it, for brewing? That'll get everyone into it.
I mean, if we were going to go with the double-barreled brewery name, this is have a home brew at the cabin.
Oh yeah. Are you calling it the cabin, or are you calling it
the other one? No, that is my pub name when I get a pub. Yeah. But this is a cabin, so there we go. What is that? I was probably talking about this. We haven't got any homebrew. Should we try that? Oh, I don't think I've brought a glass out.
I've got water. Oh no, I shouldn't say that. Should I?
Sorry, hillbilly. We do want to drink some homebrew, but we've had never done a particularly bad brew, an undrinkable brew for the entire time we've been brewing. Yeah, pump number 2. You'll want to pour some out,
throw it away,
and then throw it away, and then pour more out, throw it away. In fact, probably the whole first pint at least. Oh, have I not? Hold on, yeah. No, it's alright. I haven't actually connected it to the keg. Right, that should be ready to come through, mate. Yeah, so as I was saying, 2 bad brews in a row. We've got nothing to drink. We've got 2 pumps on now, and they're both awful. Well, we're assuming the second one is awful. You never know, it could be alright. How'd you find the steam extraction? The steam extraction is really good, but, and I will change you to that. What we have over here is the extractor fan itself, and that drips after a while. During the boil, mainly, because there's a lot of steam. So this itself actually drips, so it's not particularly good at dealing with the water. It does have 2 speeds, and I've only got it set because you have to wire them into whichever speed you want, and I could do it with a switch. So I will wire a switch in to choose the higher speed to see whether throwing it through at a higher speed means there's less condensation build-up, but we'll see. Oh, yours does as well. That's good to know. At least. Have you found any way of sorting it out or not? Oh my god, is that the first bit?
No, poured 2 chugs away.
That is one of the worst looking beers I've ever seen. Good heavens.
Yeah. Do you have a hydrometer?
Yes.
Obviously, try some first. I mean, even though it looks like petrol. Thing is, I'm very easily pleased when it comes to like terms. Tasting beers.
Right. I mean, it looks better when it's in a hydrometer flask. Let's see, shall we? I mean, what should finished carbonated beer be at? Because I'm not sure. I realise why you haven't. I get it. I can't see because of foam. But I mean, it doesn't look ridiculous. The issue, the reason it's the reason it's alcoholic is obviously not because of the final gravity. It's because of the original gravity. Holy fucking shit! I don't know how he kept a straight face. Let's
It's not like strong. It's not bitter. It tastes a little bit like those Belgian beers.
look at the state of this. Can you see that?
It looks
Doesn't
really
it?
good on screen.
Yeah, it looks all right there. Tastes awful, and it doesn't look like that. No, it doesn't taste awful. It's
No,
weird. It doesn't taste awful. It
No.
tastes really strong.
I think it tastes like those Belgian beers. I don't think it's bad. I'd love
I don't know.
I'd love to try the kit.
It hurts.
I mean, yeah, it's not great.
It's not good. Drill a hole and connect a small hose. That is a good idea, Hillbilly Brewery. I really appreciate that one.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good at all, is it? But in a few weeks we will have last week's brew available. Yeah. Apparently we've just had a drop out again. I don't get this. Take my phone off of Wi-Fi. Got like, I don't know, 4 million megabits per second internet. The fastest one that BT do, like 70 something. And yeah, I can see these dropouts going.
I think it needs to be started.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Well, I'm tempted to restart the actual computer because I don't think it's an internet connection issue. Let's find out. I know that now is totally the wrong time to do internet speed. The audio is out of sync. No, I really appreciate it. Do mention problems. Hapless gingerbread. Yeah, well, it's a really good router that we've got because it's out of my old office. It's some Draytech thing. It's really awesome. Crazy good internet connection and dropouts. So I can only assume that it's because of the Mac not actually processing the stream quick enough. Might get a dropout again now anyway because I'm testing. And then we might just have to pull the stream for a mo. Where are we at time-wise on the mash? Timer. Smaller temp boxes, okay. 10 minutes-ish to go on the old thing. And this is going to stop actually, so if you start your timer, we've got 10 minutes.
save the recipe.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame that there's not more people along Hillbilly. And remind me your real name if you want me to use that. Because if I did know it, I don't. Won't even let me do a speed test. Okay, we'll have a vote among the two of you that are here. Would you like me to temporarily stop the stream and restart this computer in the hope that we get better connection, or just keep going? Straw poll of 2 people.
I might put it on Facebook or something.
Yeah. I have noticed the temperature is working well, setting the HLT at 69 degrees. We're at sort of a quarter of a degree over on the mash tun. I'm fine, carry on, it says, so we'll just carry on. We will carry on, and I will try and work out what that is. I have got other computers flowing about. I have been tempted to bring one in here to just work as a streaming computer. I don't know, it can't be the internet. I hope it's not the internet, because one of my other hobbies is racing online. So I've got a simulator in the next room, and you need a good internet connection for that as well, and that never drops out. I do 6-hour-long races on it, never get any connection issues at all. So, I don't know, very odd. Always look on the positive side. You're going to get another beer from the kegerator next time we buffer, that's the thing. So it's alright, some people have beers in their kegerators. Right. What else can we be getting on with? Not a lot really. I can't build a temperature controller. Any other questions about the brewery? It can't be the computer either, actually, because it's saying 50% CPU use. But it is also saying like 11 frames per second, which isn't useful. Is the audio still out of time, anyone? What's next? Have you finished your beer? I'm assuming you finished it ages ago. Next one then. That sounds like a very pretty person. What have we got now? Beavertown Neck Oil Session IPA. Okay. I know it's not homebrew, but it is at least not big brand, I guess. Buffer, time for a top up. Yeah, we're also getting the buffering. I wonder whether I can, if I just pause ours, and then I'm not downloading the same string. There is that. Where are we? There. 67, pretty much bang on.
Brilliant time.
Yeah? Excellent. We haven't got long left on the old mash.
So what's this?
This is Beavertown Neck Oil Session IPA.
Yeah, they have really good artwork. So the other one that you need to drink is by the same. Waitrose have brought out a load of craft beers and they sold off a load.
Is this Waitrose own then, is it?
No, it's Waitrose have opened up, well in Hawkers they have opened up a whole aisle dedicated to little cans.
Nice.
So that's where I got these from. Yeah, it's definitely a focus on New Zealand. They had a whole aisle of craft brews like this, and they'd get rid of some and replace them with different brands, and I think they're doing the same sort of thing.
Oh, good.
Like they're giving the small breweries a chance to sell their, well, I don't know how small they are, but different breweries a chance to sell their beer, and then if they're hot, they sell a lot, you'll probably keep them on, and if they don't,
Hey, it's very nice. It does the job.
goodbye.
Right, so Cutter's Choice has asked about the ingredients. So, ingredients, we'll just quickly run through them and then it's sparge time. So, as James said, it's a Frankenbrew, so it's mostly made up of stuff we had just lying around. It was English or American. So, we have 2.7 kilos of lager malt, about a kilo of pale malt, half a kilo of Pilsner, 300 grams of caramel crystal malt, and there's a little bit of Munich malt in there as well, just for all the jokes about the royal family and their Germanness. And then hops-wise, it's going to be Fuggles at 60 minutes, Cascade at 30 minutes, and Artanum at 15 minutes. And that's 25 grams, 35 grams, and 60 grams, respectively. Now, it is time for sparging. That doesn't sound like it's doing anything, but... Oh, look at that!
Whoa!
What does that mean? I don't know.
Can you see that, viewers?
Yeah, they should. Well, no, actually, we're on the wrong thing. Hold on, let me switch it. There you go. That's the view in there. It's bubbling up a little bit.
The flow's much better.
Is it?
Yeah, it seems like.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. We'll almost have to turn that down now, won't we? Right. So sparging means let's turn the pump off and turn everything off. Right, so what are we doing?
Taking off high stuff.
Yeah, so we're not using the coil now. So, and we don't need that to be at, oh no, we do now need that to be at a higher temperature, don't we? We need that to be at like 70 something degrees, don't we?
Yes.
So the mash can carry on for a little bit. For fuck's sake. What are we adding? 76 degrees. Right. So let's heat that bad boy up. And then, so we want to take this out, and that's going to flow back down through the whole lot, hopefully. In fact, if we put that, oh no, we don't want to.
That won't go back in there, we can shut it off.
No, so but that's actually where we ended up, isn't it? So we actually want to
pump
take this
everything in.
Yeah, pump as much through as possible.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get much more than that because now it's got nothing to pump.
What if you pump the sparge water?
Yeah, but the sparge has got to come out of, oh yeah, I suppose you could put that on there and then pump it. So yeah, okay. Yeah, do that.
Instead of taking it out of there, it's taking it out of there. So
and then all we're losing is water when we then reconnect them to the right. Yeah. So they have to be out. And if you open that tap, and we'll just pump enough that it comes through clear.
Yeah, which will partly sterilise the pipes and everything else. zero loss.
Well, we've also got 0 coming through.
It's coming through there, right? It's just probably so much
No,
those
it's
two.
0 coming through.
Oh, it's nothing coming through there. Oh, yeah, that's not good.
That's alright, we're sort of getting some. So it should. All we want is this pipe to go clear. Which will happen any second now. You'd think it would at least mix, wouldn't it? It's going
Yeah,
through.
it's going clearer. Yeah, look at that.
There we go. Right, let's turn that off. So, right, now that's fine. That's going to go from there, out of there, blah, blah, blah. That has to go to there.
But this has to move to that, doesn't it?
No, this is here. That's fine. So we're going out of here, into the pump, into the mash tun at the top, and then out of here into the other pump, and then... So this hose is now of no use. Drain in. Which isn't going to do much. But, in fact, let's take this one off for a second so that we just... Ow. Ow. That's me, that's not. Just want to pop that final bit out of there, really. Right, now I'm still confusing myself. Right, that needs to come off. Onto there. That one needs to move from there onto there.
But this is the one that leaks, so I'll get
Right, and then the final hose. What a kerfuffle!
it's like Crystal Maze.
We would have lost. Okay.
Yeah, that's sticky stuff in the ends.
Right. So now we may sparge, I believe. Oh, every fucking time. Got to put floor down in there, I think. Because that's going to be a problem long term. Yeah. Right. Anyway, we want to fully prime that.
In a trough.
And we want to, fully prime that. And then we want to open that a little bit. And then we want to... That is doing the right thing, isn't it? Yeah. So that goes open a bit, that stays open a bit, that can stay open fully. Both the pumps go on. We should end up with that going in there and that going in there. Only thing is, we need to know how much we're moving.
Yeah.
So we need 16.9. So if you measure that now, so it's to the edge of that lip. $21.
21, pretty much, yeah.
So that currently there's 26 in there, so we need to get down to 35. So once we're down to, so once you stick it in at 35, so once we're down to there, we've finished sparging. So where is that? We'll take a note of it.
Pretty much. There is no marking there at all, so it's difficult to see.
Okay, well we'll just have to keep an eye on it then. Let's turn the old pumps on then, shall we? Should in theory be sparging.
It's to the bottom, top of the element, that end.
The top of the
That's
element,
I'm resting that there and it's spot on.
Oh, good. Are we moving anything anywhere? is happening. Why is nothing coming out of anywhere? I mean, something is happening somewhere.
Open up a little bit more.
Yeah, but either one of them should be working. Neither of them are working. That one might stop. Why is neither of it? Like, this worked fine last time. Did I not clean these pumps out properly or something?
It has been working. But,
Well, the second pump hasn't. But now this one isn't doing anything. Now all this one's got to do is come out of here.
which it should be.
Yeah, it's not.
Yes. That's more. Let's fill that.
Nothing's happening here. It's trying. We've got dribble. Nothing's coming out of here either. Right, we've got stuff starting to come through the boil, but nothing coming through. The one that was working and is only pumping water. Why is that happening? What are we missing here? Because that was working. Because we're going to run out of time on it. That needs to work. It's fucking working. Why is this not working? It wasn't pumping out of here. That wasn't what we were doing, were we?
No.
So potentially there's something wrong over here, right? But I can't see that being a problem.
Let's see if it at least comes out of here.
I just want to see if it comes in through there either. No. And that is, it's all of a sudden like the pump's not working. Potentially broken already. But then I don't know what to do.
Well, the other, if you've got one pump working, the only thing you can do is
Pump it all
pump
in.
in there and then one at a time. Rather than do you think it's even trying to work? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, it could be a. Well, it's definitely trying. It's vibrating, but
in here. Okay.
but I'm wondering whether it's like broken the impeller on it or something. So it's spinning, but there's no fins to move any water because it's changing in sound. But it was working a second ago, and there was no noise. I suppose we probably ran it dry for a second. What do we do? We're going to have to batch sparge it, aren't we? Yeah, we're going to have to. So, turn that off. Turn that off. So now...
You go to the old-fashioned scooping.
Yeah.
And run it through there.
Scooping's a bit difficult.
Yeah.
No, okay. I'm just thinking about that we're going to lose beer and everything else here because I can't think of a fucking way of not. Because I'm now pissed off and I'm now thinking about how to fix that pump before I'm thinking about this.
Lift that up as much as you can.
Yeah, but run that dry as well if that was the problem.
Yeah, just stop it. Yeah, that'll do.
So because of gravity, it's falling back down again. Right.
So lose that. Just write that off. So now that needs to go.
Okay. So now we put as much of that as was necessary. There. And if that doesn't work, then we're really confused.
It would be really odd if both of them.
It can't be both of the pumps.
No, it can't.
There's got to be a blockage in here or something. But what can be blocked with? Can't we have just a brew where
things work.
yeah, right. That is coming out of there. So, stop.
The question is, what's going on?
There's nothing to block that. So,
The thermometer, maybe? The thermometer's into.
right, that's coming through now. So we'll stop that as well. Now we'll put these two. So that one on there, this one on here. And we'll run that one through pump 1, so the opposite way round to how we were. Let's see whether that does anything coming through in here. Yeah, so that's coming through.
Like it.
We need to do something. Right, that is coming through. Now turn the other one on as well. And then turn it right down. And that right down. Dribbles, people, dribbles. And that basically is the same as that. Now, why did that not work for a little while?
There's obviously that.
There must have been something in it.
But then, what's going through that has caused it to.
Nothing. Nothing. Stream stopped completely, apparently.
Oh dear.
Is it back on now?
I have one of your wife's cookies.
They are good. Yeah, so we're apparently back on, I think. Oh. Oh dear. Right. Should we put you on the old boil kettle? increase that maybe for a bit, just to get. Yeah, well, the pumps both seem fine now, so not sure what was going on. Rice hulls or oat husks, haven't used either, and haven't heard of their use or help. So, absolutely open to hearing how they help. And we will have the these stream cutouts sorted next time, hopefully. Got a bit of cookie on your lip. Monitor the levels on both. Stream is steady again. So basically, this stream shat itself while we were shitting ourselves. Or
Yeah,
I
it's
was
convenient,
shitting.
yeah. Got the secret button that doesn't show our options.
Yeah. So what shall I do? I'll put you on the bit where the stream changes a bit often. And how much are we meant to be collecting into there? How much do we collect
We are
for
getting close
to
the sparge.
okay.
Yeah.
And we want 23.77.
We are 5 centimetres away. You know how much that is?
So that's we want to be 23 centimeters from the top of here when we're finished collecting. So basically the middle line. So they will loosen the grain bed and aid recirculating, preventing stuck massage. And the chat is complaining that I write too much. Ha! You don't want to write too much, you write the perfect amount. We're nearly above the element, which in turn will mean that we'll be able to turn on the boil. But do I want to do that? Because I want to keep the sparge water at temperature. So actually what we'll do is we'll turn the sparge water up for a couple of minutes. Thank you, Cutter's Choice. I will bear that in mind. Some seagulls, put them in there to help recirculation, apparently. Holy shit. Oh right, of course there's not much in there now, is there?
No. Yeah, your
It's off, it's off.
element is red hot.
Woohoo! Okay, well,
Let's hope that doesn't
forgot about that. What we'll do is we will continue to. Well, there's no harm in us just continuing to sparge through, really. I don't think, because we'll still stop when we get to the amount that we're meant to get to in here. Probably. Yeah, I don't think there's any issue
Well,
with that.
there is, because when you're adding more water, there's more water in there. So technically, when you get to the end of this, you should be sucking out just mostly sugar.
Yeah. Okay, well we'll stop when we stop them.
Yeah, we're still going to get right
A little
to the
way.
last coil. So
And that hasn't taken long enough for good efficiency, I don't think.
no.
Probably not. What we also
Even though
need.
we were fucking around for, I suppose it wasn't doing anything there.
No, it wasn't sparging. We need something to take a sample out of the kettle with.
Honey boil.
Yeah.
What about the scoop?
The scoop will give us something, won't it? Yeah. Where's the hydrometer as well?
It's out here.
Or, we could just stick it in one of these here bottles. Because it's got to cool for a bit, hasn't it? What we need is some files and stuff. I've got a load somewhere. God damn it. Let's hope we don't get any label in there. Label brew. I don't really want to do that actually. How do people take samples? Like, no one actually says anything about taking.
You use a squeezy thing to pet. Yeah. Squeeze it out, suck it back in. Just scoop.
Go on then. You ain't getting that in there easily. But feel free.
In there?
Yeah. Yeah, in fact,
It's
it's not
nice.
I drop it in.
Mind your fingers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This
There you go.
lovely colour.
It's a lovely colour. It is a lovely colour.
Still really old.
It's from last week.
Okay.
So we'll take a temperature of that when that gets down to temperature, room temperature. And we can turn the boil kettle on now. So we set the target for this at like 97 for now. See how that goes. I didn't turn that pump off. I didn't turn either of the pumps off. That happened last time. Remember when I said like one of the pump had stopped for some reason? I'll have to look back. But the pump had stopped, and I was like, why has that stopped? Yeah,
There's no auto switch or anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's obviously something switching those pumps off when I'm changing something over there. I'm a little bit quicker now with the Sparging. We should be keeping an eye on that. It's my fault.
We're down to the 35.
Are we?
Yeah.
I'm just going to quickly. Just want to have most of the ground. There we go. Okay, so that's on pump 2, isn't it? So that should stop that. Which one I've turned off now?
Pump 2.
Yeah, I have turned pump 2 off.
That's
still sound like.
I've got to say, that's running hardly any mash, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Oh, cool soon.
This is water.
Yeah, so really we shouldn't take that sample then. That's not the sample, is it?
No,
So the sample's got to be
more water.
yeah, just took it back in. Took it back in.
I mean, it's got that. It's got a little bit of that beer in it.
That'll be fine. Yeah, yeah.
That's going to be poured off, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Then I bought you a scoop.
Yeah, thanks for that. Where am I going to put it all?
In a bin bag again. Just cover the whole lawn.
Well, you got a burnt patch. Where's that from? Are you using bonfire?
No, well, I bought a incineration bin to get rid of some of that wood, and I thought I'd have a quick little fire in it, which was fine, but it roared, and I had it up on bricks as well as its legs, but it still scorched the ground. So I'm going to take it even higher than that and then put it on paving slabs as well. But
yeah, put it on a piece of grass I don't care too much about.
Well, that's the thing, but the only bit that I don't care about is right there. And
it's covered in.
Well, yeah, it's covered in turf, but it's also right next to the cabin, just in case.
Yeah.
So I don't want it right close to the wooden building.
Yeah.
So we're getting close to our boil volume in here. We're at 70 degrees, so we're rapidly approaching boil.
What's the boil time on this one?
60 minutes.
Okay, so straight in.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, there's fuck all beer in that, is there?
No, it's just dregs. Watery.
One reason for sparging slowly. We'll get it. We'll get it next time. This might just show that we're going to have a real session beer. But who knows? What are we aiming at? 105 something, I think. Pre-boil gravity should be about 1.044. Oh, we've run out. So how much did we get? Pretty much bang on, I think.
Yeah, about half. I mean, you can run some more out there if you wanted to.
21 and a half. 21 and a half is 25.5 litres, so actually we've got more, I think, than we were. Oh, take that off again. What were we aiming for? We were aiming for pre-boil, 23.7, so actually we've ended up with more than we were planning.
Well,
So that's good. Do you want to take us quick, before it gets too hot, take the sample again?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Fingers.
Done. Still a lovely colour, which is handy because nothing else has changed. I don't know what camera view we're on, so there you go, there's our colour pre-boil. And now we wait for the boil. See how ridiculous the camera gets now, steam-wise. That'd be interesting. Do you think we can do that bit? That'd be better.
Yeah, grain.
Sorry?
Ask a stupid question.
You would have got a silly answer. So I looked into the plastic casings for this. So I'll go plastic instead of metal. And it's actually only about 25 quid to get the right size now, and I can go a lot smaller than this now that I know all the components, how they work together. So I can get, if we look at one that fits the Raspberry Pi touchscreen, even though I can't get the touchscreen yet because that's about 60 odd quid, I mount it so that the box is like portrait, but the screen is landscape in it. All of this stuff can go on the front of the box as well.
Oh, nice. That'll
good.
And that tasting kit.
Yeah, fancy that. No, I can't. I've got the link on my phone still. Ask whether any of the guys who know more about what they're talking about have done it. Aroxa Beer Uno kit. I think the Beer Boys guys were talking about that on Instagram, which is why I went to it. But they were at Kill the Cat doing a tasting.
Oh, right.
So I then looked up, how much it would be. I don't think £100 is that bad for that sort of training.
They say it's for 10 people.
Yeah. So I reckon we get like those flip-top bowl lids, do enough of one of them to do 10 people, because you have to mix the whole caption up, obviously.
Right.
And I think it's about 500ml, something like that, half a litre. Yeah, you could even just use small Coke bottles, couldn't you? So do our tasting, and then stick the rest of that sample into a bottle, ready to do another tasting another time, and we can do 5, basically, to sort of slowly train us, because I'm going to be rubbish at that, I think.
Are they giving you an overdose of this thing?
I'm assuming so, yeah. So it should be easy to... And you have to put it in a really... Like, they were putting it in cores, so you put it in a really neutral, no-taste beer. Although, to be fair, I don't mind a core.
I know, I was going to say.
In the right environment, nice sunny day. See, that's starting to sort of fizzle away already at 87 degrees.
I love this bit. It's good to see it in action, like boiling away.
Because then what we're going to want to do, aren't we, is put this on here. I think that's what for. Because we're going to whirlpool the boil at the end.
Choice.
No, well, we need to use pump 2 instead. And we're going to lose that little bit of the boil. So
let's put that on there.
That's fine. But we'll move these 2 into the boiler. Because that should now come out of that pump. So that's fine. Happy with losing that.
It's the watery stuff, anyway.
Haven't collected too much anyway. And then, because that's pump 2, which is easier to get to, we can then come out of the boiler with one of it at the end of the boiler. And I know that's got some water in it, but it'll be boiling when it goes through, so it'll sanitize it. And then that will just allow us to whirlpool, which will catch any of the hot shit, which should hopefully mean we get out into the fermenter a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Speaking of fermenter, we need to sanitize that fermenter.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll take this out.
Yeah.
Get the crap out there, and I'll sanitize the fermenter like last time.
Okay.
Is that just put out? Or
Yeah.
good.
Good job. Yeah.
Be a big leaf from kitchens, anything washed out, paint.
What we do need to do is find a a bottle that we can use as a blow-off tube. Like we've got on this one, and we need to find a tube that we can use as a blow-off tube.
Right.
That fits. So we need to find a tube that fits in there. I know I've got some tubes. So I know I've got some tubes somewhere. you don't worry. You worry about it. Yeah. So I've got a tube that will fit. Tube will fit. The issue. Oh, we're boiling basically. See, I'm just not sure we're going to need to be at 97. Right, so that's that. The issue we're going to have. Did he take right. Get to a nice rolling boil again. We'll stick it at 99 like we should. See what happens. Just don't want to boil off too much like I have done a couple of times. Where have we put the lid? The lid. Oh, of course, we are now boiling, so we should bring the 60 in. So let's do that. And then call the boil actually started. Plonker. It's the time, 10 to 9, lovely. 10 to 10 finished. Alright. HOT basically still clean because that's what HOTs do. I'm gonna maybe. I do kind of want to limit some boil off, but let's see where we go with the boil off first. Right. Well, we've got some space, it says. So, do a bit of cleaning. That's fine. Even a glass on top of it will work. So, because I forget, we're obviously using the kegerator, so we've got a load more vertical space than we thought. But if we just drill a hole smaller than the tube in that, by the time we go to the fermenter, we'll be fine. Bit of sanitizer in there. Yeah, it should work. Because we've only got a short tube on that. Oh, don't worry about putting anything in it now.
Do you want
No, I do need to do that. But we can do that later on. It's fine. Don't give yourself loads to do. Sorry? Yeah. Feels like I'm forever cleaning this, because obviously we did a bit of a clean on it this time last week, but then I had to give it an actual clean, during the week.
Yeah.
Audio has disappeared. Apparently, might have just been that I wasn't talking. Yeah. I mean, the streaming software, OBS, says that there's sound going through. So I do believe you. But I can't really see where I can do anything different. Annoyingly. specialty. And then just squeeze the rest out bit by bit. There's not much that doesn't come out, but just be a few squeezes. Okay. It's as done as that's getting. So we're boiling. We are very much boiling. We're losing more than we should be. Three centimeters. Good work. Oh wow. That's fine. So we can unscrew this. Sorry? You struggling to turn it off? One clean mash tun, one clean HLT. That's what I like. Love it. Yeah. I was going to say, shut that fucking door open. So, recap, anyone who's just turned up, we're boiling stuff. Seems to be hitting quite close to numbers. It's not a room temperature yet, but I think we're at 1040 pre-boil, targeting 1044, but we definitely had more liquid than expected, so we might still hit the number into fermenter. Just going to let it boil off and see what happens. Do say hello if you haven't already. Hit subscribe. Or don't. You know, whatever you want. It's not important. So, you're right. More, there's no harm in playing a bit more. Does that happen? Yeah. I'm going to have to go and get a jumper, I think. Yeah.
What else do we need to clean? Tube. Seven. That's good. That's good.
How are we getting on? Another 12 minutes until anything happens in there.
The oil is really,
It's lovely, isn't it?
yeah, it's really holding a nice temperature. And even though it keeps switching on and off, it's nice that it's doing something.
Yeah.
Like you'd rather it continually do that. It's not. Some shower.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that that relay is being used a lot. I'd like to take track of how many times in a brew day it's being used, because they're rated for a minimum of 100,000 switches.
Okay.
But that's one switch is on, one switch is off. So every time it turns on, that's actually 2 switches, because you've got to turn it back off again. So it's 50,000 times you can turn it on, and it's happening every 5 seconds or so. Yeah, so for an hour, it's happening every 5 seconds.
Let's try doing that.
Trying to work out. So 5 seconds. So that's 12 times a minute. 12 times 60. Go. 600.
72. 70.
So it's 5 times.
700.
No, I think it is 600 times.
700 something minutes.
Who knows?
Which clicks. Hang on a second.
It's 12 times a minute times 60. 720 times an hour. So you've still got a lot of brews, haven't you? So because it's 100,000
2 hours.
divided by 720. No, because you're only using one relay at a time.
Oh,
You're
okay.
using one of the elements.
138 hours.
Yeah, 139 brews
Yeah.
it should last, which is more than adequate. It was a 10.
Yeah.
And I bought 3 instead of 2, so that when one does die, if it's in the middle of a brew, obviously you can just move to the other one for the time it takes you to switch back over, because you can just move these leads about.
Okay.
So it's never going to be a problem.
I think it's pretty good, really. I mean, plus, that's like a guess, isn't it? It's going to last that much. A little bit like servicing your car up.
I mean, it's guaranteed to last that long, so it could last 200,000. Or it's rated to last that long, sorry.
So my printers have done over 1.8 million prints.
Is that right?
I think they're only, well, they don't actually say how long they last for, but that's a lot.
Yeah. I feel like we're losing too much there. So we're down to...
It's quite a trouble, isn't it?
It's warm, just sticking your hand above it. 24, just below 24. So
We've got
that is how many litres?
3 litres. Oh, right. So it's
24, so there's 22.68 litres in there ish, about 22.5 litres in there. And we need to end up with 21, don't we? Yeah. So only another litre and a half that can go.
It's half an hour.
Yeah,
How much have we lost so far in the first half an hour?
more than that. More than that. Yeah. Started at 27 or something, didn't it? Because it's, well, no, sorry,
You
25,
lose a bit though.
25 point something we lost. Sorry, we started at 25 point something. We're now at, what did I say? 23 point. 23 and a half, or 22 and a half. 22 and a half. So we've lost 3 litres in
Did
half
you
an
measure
hour.
it after you?
Well, that was in the pipes anyway, wasn't it? So I reckon we've lost 3 litres in an hour. In half an hour. 6 litres an hour. So we'll just stick that on. What side can the camera see more? Not really see either of it much. We'll just over there, because that gives it enough time to get out of the extractor. Now we wait. Oh, fuck.
Work dropping it to 97.
Maybe, but I mean that doesn't feel too crazy to me.
No.
I'm not going to change it. I think we just now have to realise that we do boil off, say 5 litres an hour. That's a lot to be boiling off, but whatever. And if I plumb that into the numbers, then we just have to. It'll make us collect more in the first place.
Yeah. What we really need to do is be able to work out these formulas for the recipes without using beer Smith.
Yeah.
Like to say, whether or not we start with 12 litres or 15 litres.
Yeah.
We need to know that. Like, why would you start? If you know your pre-boil to get 23 litres is to get 21 litres is 23, 24.
Yeah.
And we should all automatically sort of know. But I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, do you know why you put 12 in to begin with and not more?
Well, that's down to it's water per kilo, and that's got to be down to the amount of extraction. So,
right. So sparging with too much or like mashing with too much water is going to change the extraction of the malt. Therefore, deciding just to raise that to 15 is going to sort of saturate the malts too much.
Yeah, I don't know specifically, but I need to read the rest of that book.
Yeah,
I read the simple one. No,
the one you've got.
Yeah, it's the other one that's hard. There's 2 books at the moment that I've got, and I never get a chance to read the books. Well, I do. That's a lie, but I choose not to.
I mean, you've got other things like drilling holes.
Yeah, doing stuff in here, or being in the sim, or I must write some more fucking code. Stuff. Other than my day job, for little personal projects that I want to do, things like that. But I've got a book by a guy called Rand Fishkin, who is quite a decently well-known guy in the online marketing world. And I got that for free from that speaking gig that I did.
Right.
And I really want to read it, but I just don't. And then I also want to read that book, but I did start reading that. But the thing is, to read at night, I have to have the light on, and Hayley's trying to get to sleep, and she's such a light sleeper anyway.
Yeah.
She can't have the light on.
Yeah. I mean, that book you gave me, the simple one, is a great read, but again, I don't like to lay at night and read, because I feel like it gets my brain going. I start to think about things, but especially when you read a book where it's got information in it you kind of want to retain. So
that was my problem with the other one I'm reading. It's because it's about brewing and it's about maths, and I'm too fucking tired.
Yeah, I mean, my best ideas come at night, just before I'm going to bed, and then they disappear in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's kind of something that needs to be done on your day off, or who wants to spend their weekend.
But then Hayley goes and sees Carly on Wednesday nights, so last night. And I came out here to sort of, because last week I'd come out on the Wednesday night and I needed to do loads of shit, so I came out here thinking there must be loads of stuff to do, and I mounted that camera and put some screws in this for the other one, and I was like, there's actually nothing, I've done it all already, I've cleaned the stuff during the other nights of the week and stuff, I could have done some more reorganising and stuff, but I was kind of happy with where it was just to brew. And then I went indoors and I watched Narcos. I never watch TV. Just because Hayley watches what she wants, and I don't really fancy it, and that's her thing, is getting the TV stuff. So I'm like, I don't interfere with that, and I have my stuff to do. But sometimes it's nice to watch a bit of TV, so I went in and I would just watch like 3 episodes in a row, proper binge out on TV, and then I felt like it was a proper waste of time afterwards.
And it's frustrating, isn't it?
as this is cooling down, sorry, that is pretty much bang on 44.
Slightly very,
Yeah.
it's very, very
It would be nice if we'd hit our numbers, wouldn't it? Because then we'd know we'd have drinkable beer. That's at 30 degrees, so if anything, it's going to be a bit too big, in which case we really need to be careful not to boil it off too much. Although, the whole point of this recipe, or part of some of this point of this recipe, is that we've aimed at 5%. So we can quite easily go up to 5.5, 6, like as a normal craft beer type level, by getting it wrong a little bit. This beer is aiming at 5 or 4.9, so I think we'll be okay.
Do you take the actual reading and put it into Beer Smith, or?
I'm going to do this time, but I never normally take that pre-boil. I don't know which ones off the top of my head have an effect on me, on efficiency and stuff. Need to have a look. So if I put our equipment profile in now, and I change, how do we change our brew house efficiency? I don't know how to work that out. So
You don't know what it is.
no,
So
I don't.
it's hard to.
But I think you can get it from the numbers you put in here in session if it opens.
Have you got anyone actually
Okay.
viewing the live stream?
No, not really. No, I've just kind of gone off it. So let's say we go 1.044 on there, and we've hit our numbers, right? It's things like this that I don't get. Right, so this says mash efficiency, post mash gravity, expected, right? 1.044. Now I've put measured post mash gravity, 1.044. It says estimated mash efficiency, 70%, measured mash efficiency, 55.8. Sorry, what? Oh, I suppose, is that something to do with the fact that we did? Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So we actually got 25.5 litres, right? So actually, our mash efficiency was 75%.
Because we've reached the gravity with
with a bigger.
more.
Although we need to see whether that does actually settle at 1.044 first, I guess. And then we'll say, right, say for instance, we get 21 litres, then our brew house efficiency is 70%, which is what I plugged in originally. So actually, we're about right then.
Yeah.
But what we want to do is get even more mash efficiency next time.
What if we have too much boil off and it goes to 19? See what that does.
With, I suppose.
58.6 drops. Oh no, it says measured. Yeah,
Yeah,
measured.
yeah. So
What is it?
So if we're on 21, yeah, so it's just slightly over if we get 21. But if we ended up with
19.
23, yeah, we'd be able to change our numbers for next time, and it feeds it back into the thing.
So yeah. So if we get 21, that is, then we're in the right place.
Yeah, what we haven't done, or what I haven't done in all of my brewing, is actually follow through and take all these measurements every time, and then feed them back in.
But then you
to
haven't
the
done
next
this.
time.
So
No, exactly. We're going to do it this time.
we do it this time, and then next time.
We must be pretty much at next edition, surely. Yep, we're a couple of minutes late. It's fine, it'll just be more aromatic. Push in. Cool. Yeah, because that would be nice if we knew that efficiency numbers were increasing every time as well. What's that for?
Hot bags. Probably more hiding somewhere.
No, is that it? Is that
Yeah.
Is that including the ones that I had?
Yeah. Yeah,
Someone
those two.
What, the little ones that you used for timings last time?
No, they're just bags. They're just.
Yeah.
I mean, like.
Oh, alright, okay, no, okay. So we'll get more of those for next brew, right?
But we've got one more thing to go.
Ah, okay. Now I see. I'm with you, finally.
I should have just said.
We haven't got any
Waving around bags.
Well, that gives us a perfect way of. Fuck.
Well, we can take out one of the bags.
Well, I'm thinking more. Yeah, in theory, you shouldn't have to use a hot bag, right? Because of this whirlpooling. We should be able to pour those in there,
And now it's a
whirlpool.
good time to test that.
and it should all clump together in the middle. And I've made sure that the tube that I've put on the end, like the extension tube, is not in the middle. So in theory, that should be sucking clean beer if all the hot matter is in the middle. The chances are that's not going to happen, and we'll use the siphon.
Okay.
A worst case scenario. I'm just going to turn this audio off for a moment. Okay, ladies and gents, or lady or gent, there's one person watching. We're going to end the stream there, I think. Boil's going along nicely. We're going to catch as much as we can into the fermenter, and then cool it down, get some yeast in tomorrow, I think, and then go from there. Thank you very much for watching. Been a pleasure. All we're going to be doing from now really is cleaning and chatting. So there we go. Thank you very much, and we will see you next time. Thanks.